See if it's got launch control. Put the ESC off. Oh, it's got launch control. Who would have thought that? GTD has launch control. Right people, so I did a poll on my Instagram yesterday asking people if they want to see a video on a sort of GTD facelift one. Surprisingly, a lot more of you guys said yes than no. So what I thought we'll do is we'll do a proper video on a GTD, like a full walk around, and we'll give you guys a little drive as well. My friend's managed to get hold of one, he's just bringing it over now. I will basically give you guys a full walk around like we normally do. If you're new to the channel, that's basically how we start off the videos. Then we'll take it on those same roads like we always go on. I want to give the car a proper sort of test and see if it really is a diesel GTI like Volkswagen market it as. A lot of owners say that's not the case, but I want to find out for myself like we usually do. So yeah, let's get started. Right people, so here it is, the new facelift Golf GTD. We're going to give you guys a quick walk around because we want to get to the driving portion of the video. But yeah, first things first, some people do refer to this as a Mark 7.5. Does look quite nice. They sort of changed the frontal area there. You got the sort of new daytime running lights and then lower sort of bumper area. Moving around the side, got new alloy design, and also you got the sort of newer side skirts too. It does look quite smart. I first saw that sort of side skirt area on a Mark 7.5R. First thought it was just on the Golf R, but it turns out they're on all the GT models as well. This car also is finished in indium grey. I believe that's the only option this car has. So yeah, other than that, it's a pretty standard looking car. But generally speaking, standard or not, this thing does look quite good. The new alloy design is quite nice. They've changed it slightly. But yeah, it's good that they give you proper size alloys on a GTD. Definitely makes it feel like you're getting a special car. Move around the back, we've got a new sort of taillight design, very similar to my car in fact. You've got the P-shaped graphic, but also with the swooping indicators, which we'll show you in a second. Definitely does look quite good. Also you've got the new diffuser area, wraps around there. You've got the sort of mesh pattern underneath, and you have the twin exhaust pipes. Of course there isn't really going to be much sound coming out the back, so we won't really give you any sort of revving clips, but yeah, the drive is pretty much going to be the main focus of the video. Also we've got this nice sort of roof spoiler, definitely finishes off the rest of the car. Generally speaking, the body kit is quite nice, and even though it is a diesel, definitely does look like it's quite a sporty looking thing. Right, so moving on to the interior, this is one area I do think that the new GTD has improved quite a lot over the pre-facelift. I mean, just look at this. This mostly is sort of a standard equipped car. It hasn't really got many options. The main thing is the sort of paintwork, indium grey, and also another thing I forgot to mention, this car does have a DSG gearbox. Definitely do consider this when you're picking up a GTD. It makes the car sort of a lot easier to drive and cruise in. I mean, other than that, you do get a lot of standard, like I said. Heated seats is one thing. You also get folding mirrors, which you don't get on the A3 range. And also you get these nice seats, which I do find are very supportive. I first sort of found out about the sort of supportive seats in the sort of R. These do look like they're the same sort of shape. I might be wrong on that, but they definitely do look very similar from what I can remember. Right people, so as you can see, it is quite a nice interior. I like the fact that sort of VW do give you a lot of standard. I mean, generally speaking, stuff like folding mirrors, heated seats, stuff like that does make a big difference. It means you don't have to spend money speccing it up, but generally it's quite a nice interior and a big improvement over the pre-facelift. But yeah, what we'll do now, we'll go take the car for a drive and show you guys how it's like, find out if it actually is a hot hatch or not. So yeah, let's get started. So let's just turn this thing on. One thing I did notice when my friend brought the car over before, it is quite loud. Even for a brand new sort of car, it definitely does have quite a loud sort of diesel idling noise, but I'll show you that now. Of course, we won't have no revving clips because of course you know the sketch with that is a diesel, but yeah, you can just listen to the idling. Right people, so here we are on the GTD. I know there is sort of a dual personality to a car like this. It's sort of designed for cruising on a motorway and also having a bit of fun, but I think what a lot of people want to know is whether or not this thing is a hot hatch. We are on the sort of same roads that I do normally do my videos on, so hopefully we'll get a good feel of it. So far it's cruising quite nicely. We are going to put it into sort of sport mode in a bit, hoping to see if that makes any difference. It is in normal right now, but so far, I mean, if you floor it, it has got good torque. Straight away you can feel it just kicking down. I mean, it's in 5th gear right now and it does still take off, but I mean, this sort of car can't really focus on aspects like sound, etc, so we won't get any flybys and stuff like that, but I want to see what the handling's like. We'll just drop a cog here. So the 3rd. Yeah, it's not bad straight away. The damping is alright as well. I'm just approaching a little bridge that normally makes some sound on, but we can try. I'll put it into sport mode. You can hear the sort of diesel. All that turbo whoosh. Right, so let's just see how it takes his bend here. It's fairly agile, you know. And never thought I was going to be doing a GTD review, but that's definitely got some pickup, guys. Definitely got some pickup. So here's a bend we normally go on quite a lot. That's quite good, you know. That is quite good. It definitely feels like quite a tight car. It doesn't feel like loose and sort of body roll everywhere. Definitely sort of torque defines this car. Just keeps pulling. We're in a higher gear now. We're in 6th gear and it still feels like it wants to go. That's the sort of key difference with stuff like obviously a diesel or a petrol. You don't really have to rev this car out as much. It helps that this car is a brand new sort of facelift version. In stuff like the steering wheel, the sort of active info display, I was about to say virtual cockpit, there definitely does look quite nice. You got the sort of speedo in front of you. Definitely a good car, man, definitely a good car. Whether I'd class it as a hot hatch so far, I can't really say. I mean, the main thing that I define a hot hatch from is like the sort of buzzy nature of the car, like when you're floating around corners and you can hear the engine, the gearbox sound, etc. So you don't get that with this. They have sort of pumped a sort of fake sound to the speakers. It has got a sound actor, I believe. When you put it in sport mode, we'll try and make a bit of noise here. You might be able to hear it. Because of course from the outside you won't hear nothing. This is all internal sort of speaker noise. Still though, it's quite nice. It's better to have that than not to have it. See if it's got launch control. Put the ESC off. Oh, it's got launch control. Who would have thought that? GTD has launch control. You can downshift as well if you want to. I know you're not going to get any downshift bangs or overrun, but the DSG definitely does respond quite well. Let's floor it again. It's quick for it is, it's quick for it is. I mean 184 PS or around whatever measurement you want to use. It's definitely enough power for a city car that you also can have a bit of fun in. The main reason why people buy these things is for the sort of commute and then being able to have good overtaking power. I know Volkswagen do say it's sort of a diesel GTI in a way, but most people who buy these things know that's not the case. I mean, the main thing that defines stuff like a GTI is engine sound and revving out the car and stuff, and you don't get that with this. But for what it is, it's very good. Traction light flashing there, it's all that torque. It's interesting, I haven't bought many diesels down this road. This is probably the first sort of diesel hatchback or any diesel that we've actually sort of done a driving review on. The only diesel I've done on the channel so far is the SQ7, but that's something totally different. It isn't really like any other diesel. This is more along the lines of what you can buy in most diesel cars right now. I mean, the suspension and stuff is definitely more sort of set up for sort of hardcore driving than your usual Golf 2-litre TDI, but definitely the kickdown on it is good, man. Basically what I've noticed is it's going faster than what you think and hear. If you look down the speedo, you're going a lot faster than what you think you're going. Yeah, man, the kickdown is good, man. That's kickdown again. If you leave in S mode, I prefer in S mode. We did try doing some manual downshifts just back then, but the thing with the diesel revving out isn't normally ideal. It does like to rev out. It's pretty good, to be honest, for a 2-litre TDI. Definitely does like to rev out, but you might as well leave the car to do its own sort of work. Kickdown again. It's definitely quite fast. See the similar sort of, but see the closest I've driven to this sort of power level on this road is probably the Polo GTI. It's got around a similar sort of BHP figure, the newer version, and this doesn't really feel any slower than that car around here. Definitely doesn't feel any slower. Or again. It does sort of squirm around as well. I like the steering though, definitely like the steering. Helps when you got a nice steering wheel though, definitely. If you look at that, the road, there's hardly any roll. This is downshift, yeah, see what the engine brake is like. DSG downshifts. Right, second gear. Pretty good, man, pretty good. It's not just good, come on, I'm just saying it, oh, it's alright. It's good, man. I haven't driven a GTI, so I can't really say if it's a sort of diesel version of the GTI, but I've driven everything apart from the GTI, stuff like the R, the Polo GTI, the S3, stuff that's like the Cupra as well, stuff that's sort of similar to a GTI in a way. So I know for a fact those cars are dominated by sound and DSG bangs, stuff like that. This isn't dominated by that, but then that's not the point of this car. The lights seem to move as well as you corner. It's like it's got these lights that follow the bend. I didn't expect that to come standard either. Generally speaking, there is a lot of kit on this standard. The MK7.5 is definitely one to consider if you're looking at getting a GTD. If you can stretch the facelift, definitely go for it. Because I mean, so far, the drive is really good on this. They haven't changed the sort of performance figures from the pre-facelift, but stuff like the interior, the active info display and all the standard kit definitely makes for a nicer package. Most of the people who buy these cars, they buy it for the commuting element and also to have a bit of fun. But if you floor it, definitely just take off. So you can perform overtakes on the motorway and tailgate if you want to. Definitely can do that. So it is a good car. I mean, in terms of handling, like I showed you, you definitely can feel the sort of XDS diff on this. It definitely does shuffle the torque around to where it's needed. There is quite a lot of torque on this. But yeah, generally a good car, guys. Right people, let's just jump out. Right people, so there it is, a MK7.5 GTD. Definitely a fun car. I do recommend picking one of these up if you need a car for commuting and also to have a bit of fun. In terms of whether or not I'd call it a hot hatch, I'd probably say no, mainly because of the sound, to be honest. In terms of power, it has got it. There's a lot of torque. The handling is really good. It does handle very flat. That is one thing it does do very good. But generally speaking, it is a good car overall. Anyway guys, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. I definitely enjoyed driving it. One thing I will say, I hardly used any fuel. The needle just didn't move at all through the whole drive. It is pretty good. But yeah, subscribe for more to come. I'll see you guys next video.